Attention, everybody. Now, my brain just we have a special guest going to be doing the disclaimer today, Barney Fife. Let's see if I can do this. Attention, everybody. The views expressed on this show are not necessarily those of Acts Ministry, Acts Media Group, and or their affiliate and subordinate ministries and or nonprofits. What do you think? Was that okay?
Yeah.
That was very, very good.
Very-tastic. Here we go. New opening song. Hi, we're the Good News Band. This is a new song called That's All Changed. I probably should have sped it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah. Good morning. Coming to you live from Acts Media Group headquarters here in the beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay, with your hosts, Matt and Jay. And the valley was too wide. I say was too wide now. I say was too wide now.
Oh, okay.
We're going to listen to this song today.
I'm up for it.
2, 3, but that's all changed. That's all changed.
It's
When you
rocking.
set this captive free, I want to live for you, my Lord. I want to worship you. Yeah. I love harmonizing with myself, apparently.
I guess.
All right.
That's really rocking. Great job. Thanks for not continuing to fire the guy.
Oh, I did.
Be against me. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Thou art with me, Lord. When troubled times come my way, I throw my hands down and say, 2, 3, you got this, Lord.
Yeah.
Got this, Lord. And I give it all
Lord.
to you.
L-O-R-T. Lord.
I want to live for you, my Lord. I want to worship you. One more time. I want to live for you, my Lord. I want to worship you. All right,
Wow.
so good
What
morning,
a way
everybody.
to cut it off.
Yeah, when I wrote that, when we wrote that, no, that was a different one. I'm thinking of, Jay, what's the name of that song?
This is my prayer.
No, it's a faster one.
All right, so that's all changed.
Well done. That's, yeah.
I love
didn't-
that song.
I didn't have an end to that song. We were still in the middle of writing it, and I was working for First Christian Church at Dadeville. Morning, Mike Fodge. You'll notice our question of the day is, what's with this socialism stuff anyways? And we'll talk about that here in just a little bit.
I hear somebody's.
That's not mine.
It'd be...
It's not mine. It's yours, man.
Wait a minute.
It's yours.
Sorry about that, guys. You said
I just turned down my volume. That's why I knew it wasn't mine.
So anyways, I got up just to say, I was doing a special. I did a special every week because nobody else wanted to do one. They were all tired of singing. That's why they hired me. Anyways,
Good job.
so I got up and said, okay, so this one's not finished yet, but I'm going to sing it anyways. And I finished the song right up there on the platform. Made eye contact with Jay as soon as I finished it. Like, we both knew that's how it's going to end.
Wow.
and it ends suddenly like that. Like,
oh, I thought you
"Bring!"
I thought you just cut it down.
No.
that was
So
great
Action
ending.
Media Group hasn't shared yet.
I have not shared it yet.
I've shared it on my watch party. Well, shared it and then started my watch party. It looks like my friend Cheryl Williams is on. Julie, good morning.
Cheryl Williams, Julie, welcome to the party, you guys.
By the way, Susan Burrows hasn't been feeling very good. She's going to try to get on this morning, but bless her heart, her sinuses and just killed her. She was in bed all day yesterday.
Boy,
so.
I tell you, we are glad to have you guys with us here on this show today. Did I do this? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay. My name is Matt,
My name is Jay.
My name is Steve.
and this is the Morning Drive.
Still don't have it.
Cool.
We got a guest coming up. I need to unmute number. Sorry, I meant to text you earlier. But, hey, you said you were coming Monday, so. This is Monday, isn't it? All right.
You know what? I thought I saw you're driving. I'm like, man, he's driving. That looks really familiar.
Like a maniac.
Cocroft,
Yeah,
right?
he was.
how
I
you say
actually
it, Cocroft?
witnessed him.
Cockcroft.
Can't say
Let
it
me.
on the air.
Yeah,
I-
yeah, you can. We won't beat you.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, brother. Thanks for coming. You guys can continue talking. Jay,
Okay.
I'm still looking for the.
I shared it on my. I'm sharing it on my story.
Anyway, nice to see you again, John.
You as well.
John Cockcroft.
Tell me your name again.
Jason.
Jason and
Steve.
Steve. All right.
Steve O'Mickey Mac McAllister and Jay Dizzle for Shizzle. You know what?
Mouthful.
I forgot that we're on the air right now, so
Surprise.
Everything's surprising.
we yeah. Next time we'll have you be here at 7:45.
There you go. Make it.
We'll get
make
you-
it official. 7:45. I'm 15 minutes
All
late.
right.
Well, that's okay. You're here. That's what matters, and you're here safe.
Good morning.
Not that one. The top
yeah,
one.
I see that. We got a.
Yeah, it's the top one.
I figured it out, and now we
One
only need
higher.
one camera and one computer, even though I've got two computers set up here. Because this is pulling a lot of juice. I'm doing all the other, like, viewing the comments and stuff with this one right here.
Right.
Since
I just like seeing myself on delay.
do you?
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's
I
like
don't know
you.
if Am
it's
I
like,
here yet, or am I?
Who
still-
is that handsome devil there?
Right.
Really,
Join us
somebody.
on the drive.
Nobody said
I
that on my
haven't.
note.
I haven't had a whole lot of sleep in the last little bit, so I'm a little bit goofy today.
You are a
little bit goofy.
You're a little bit goofy.
Every day.
Every day.
Now, I was just gonna say, just not just today.
Your request
Stephanie
for action.
Brown. Good morning. That's my sister-in-law.
Stephanie Brown is your sister-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not my sister-in-law, but
Your request for
I'm glad
action
she's
here
yours.
is to join Now you can post and comment in it. Oh, okay. Nice.
There we are.
She disappeared just like that.
Yeah, you scared.
And
her
just
away.
like that, she was out of our lives forever.
Thanks, Steph.
Yeah.
All right, so today's topic today is what's with this socialism stuff anyways?
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah, what is it?
I need to turn you up a little bit.
Come on, come
Oh,
on.
wait, there you go. Here, let's just get it a little bit further up in your face there.
Well,
Get it in your face.
I look at it this way. I want to understand what it really is about and why it's gaining momentum, why it's popular. You know what I mean?
I
Because
would-
those are legitimate concerns.
And I just assume it's because Bernie's promising a bunch of free stuff.
I mean, we could dismiss it
Who doesn't
with
want
all
free
of our
stuff, yeah.
arguments.
True colors will show.
Did you bring us any honey?
Are you
forgot-
calling me honey?
You forgot my honey stick.
I will bring you honey sticks
Habanero
tomorrow.
honey sticks.
I will bring it tomorrow.
Jay
for
won't
sure.
want the habanero ones because
No.
since he
There's
dealt with
root
the-
beer and
there's a-
watermelon. And
There's a powder that Dad and I make, and it's really hot. And if you see it on your food, if you're a normal person, it's too much. And he did a couple of in a bowl of ramen, and
oh,
you haven't really wanted to eat anything very hot since.
No.
No.
That stuff
it
is.
was too hot.
I'm not
It's
going to
too
say the name that I've given it because
It was fun while it lasted.
yeah,
It was fun.
I bet it was.
And I built up a tolerance. I mean, I would I would eat some food from one of those hot challenges at a restaurant locally, because Springfield's not hugely known for that kind of thing. And it was mild.
But they did bring a pepper palace to the Battlefield Mall,
Did they?
and I go in there for my
I stay as far away from the mall as
danger sample.
I can get because I'm not a fan of the hustle and bustle of the mall.
No, especially at holiday
go in there
time
and
like
see
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Gonna say
Scantily
hustle
clad
and bustle kind
teenage-
of subsides over the winter.
Yeah, I'm not into the mall either. Though they do have some nice stores that I would like to shop in. It's
Yeah.
just not my.
I like the one that's like full of Native American stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
It may not be in there. It's been years since I've been there. See,
Yeah,
now
it's
we're on
been
YouTube and
Years
Facebook.
since
boy.
I've been to the mall too.
Double the dose.
Well, I did go to one of the restaurants recently, not a year ago. It was that one. I don't know. You can get to it from the outside though. You don't
Morning,
have to actually
Sister
go into the
Marcia.
mall.
Morning,
You go
Scott.
around this line and you pick these things, and then you take it around and you put all of these toppings, and then you give it to these guys, and they throw it on this big grill.
It's called a hibachi. They call it the hibachi grill.
No, no, not that one.
Not Pizza Ranch.
It's a flat.
Yeah, the one I'm talking about is flat.
Yeah.
And they put it on
No,
one side
it's
and
called something else.
Who hot?
Who hot?
Who
Yeah.
hot?
and they-
Who hot?
No,
but
who
that,
hot?
no, the actual grill is what they call the hibachi grill.
Oh, okay.
And
it
they
was
actually they start on one side and they got a system down pat
Oh,
where
yes,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do.
they scoop it and scoop it and scoop it and move down until they go all the way around in a circle, and then it's all cooked.
Yep. Well, sometimes they chop as they move it around, whatever they're chopping.
Well, if they chop like this, they're going to cut their nose off eventually.
Right. Well, boy,
I'm
oh
really
boy.
ornery today.
Yes,
These
it's
guys are hard
Monday,
to
and
keep
he's
on topic.
no. What have you besides coffee? What are you drinking?
all right.
Single
So-
malt
Full
scotch. sorry.
disclosure.
So the socialism thing, there's a real thing happening. There's a reason for that thing to gain popularity,
Morning, Sissy Brooks.
Yeah, there is.
So,
and we have to consider it a legitimate concern. I mean, we have to consider it legitimate.
well, my first instinct was to say, well, people that approve of socialism are stupid,
Well, and they're saying
and that was wrong. I shouldn't have said that.
Socialism.
But then you brought up something that I never really thought of it that way.
It's very complicated, and it's all tied together. See, we live in a what is it? Our
a
economy,
lot of hearts
capitalist,
there. Whoever.
capitalist but consumer society.
consumer.
So if we're not buying products and
He's
use
looking at his phone.
I'm checking
Go
all
ahead.
this out, making sure I'm fact checking everything you say here. Now, I'm just looking up socialism on Wikipedia, and a socialist state or republic, sometimes referred to as workers' state or workers' republic, is sovereign state constitutionality. That's what I think a lot of people object to, is having the Constitution under a sovereign state.
Which means it has no use whatsoever.
well, a lot of people are for it though.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
especially
it's gaining
mean-
popularity, like you said.
Right. Well, I think part of the problem is in a consumer we have a consumer society, right? Well, so if we're not buying and using products, our economy won't run. It'll crash, and we will not be the power in the world. We will end up being less powerful. So we have to have this functioning consumer society. The problem with it is it's that
Hi, Rachel
Or-
and Mickey Mac.
okay, so people can't afford to go to the dentist or the doctor or the eye doctor, you know what I mean? And then if they do, they struggle to pay for it. Can't figure out where the money's going to come from. So in a way, yes, we have this consumer society, but our employers, insurance companies, and the government, and so there's all these entities that are trying to take all that they can get from a capitalist system to gain more wealth and power. And what ends up happening is the common people, the public, the working public people, they have to choose because there's not enough to maintain themselves as consumers and to manage their health care and other things. You know what I mean? So you have to choose either or. If you have the boat, you're not going to see the dentist. If you have the motorcycle, you're not going to see the eye doctor. If you see the eye doctor and the dentist, you're not going to have the boat and the motorcycle. You know what I mean? Our consumer society has failed in some ways, that it has started to drain from some necessities, and it's started to make us have to choose between, or what about eating healthy?
right.
You know what I mean? You can't afford to eat healthy, see the doctor, and still be a consumer. And that's part of the problem that we're running into now. And I believe that it is greed. You know, you talk about these $1 million companies. Okay, here's the thing. Why would we have an insurance company that sells stock and pays dividends? That money, that should not be a profit
Hey, Priscilla.
industry. The people who profit from insurance should be the people who need to use the insurance. The money we pay into insurance shouldn't go to dividends on stocks, and it shouldn't go to high paid people. It should go to the people who need the health care. Or the fire insurance, or you know what I mean, who need their house rebuilt and why is it that these companies are rejecting claims? It's not because there's not enough people paying in, it's because they're giving that money out, because they're paying that money to stockholders and shareholders, because they're paying that money to high income executives. That's why the money's not there to pay the claims. So we're running into a problem where we have gotten to a point in our society where in order to maintain our country as a sovereign power in the world and to promote democracy and freedom around the world and to have it ourselves, we have to be consumers. That's what our economy runs on. But we've gotten to where now greed has soaked so much out of it, and there's so much wealth in so few hands that now the common working man has to choose between being a consumer, which they're using all kinds of psychology now. You talk about something, you don't even search it. And before you get on to your Facebook or your YouTube or anything else that you get on the internet, it's already showing you ads for that.
Yeah.
And if we want to say it's legitimate, well, why aren't they showing ads for dentists and doctors and all that stuff? So our minds are on the right things, or eating healthy, right?
I just never got that correlation between greed and socialism. So that's interesting.
Well, no, I'm talking about why socialism is becoming popular. Because people are
Because
starting
they're trying to get away from.
well, they're
consume-
wondering why they have to choose.
Okay.
Why they have to choose between eating healthy, seeing a doctor, a dentist, an eye doctor, and consuming. And we can't have one or the other. We have to have
So-
one or the other. We can't have both.
Speaking of a consumer society, we'll get back to that here in a few minutes
Mm-hmm.
because it's a good topic, and a lot of people really are going. If you go by what regular mainstream media says about it, they're not going to tell you the whole truth
No,
about
and-
anything.
Not lately, not for
No.
sure.
I read the Epic Times. That seems to me to be the best paper that I've read in a long time. They seem to be non-biased.
Definitely give you the truth, that's for sure.
Yeah, they do. But anyways, that's kind of a little plug there for the Epic Times. I'm going to do a real quick commercial.
Mhm.
I'm waiting to hear back and see if Kelly's feeling better. She's been fighting a fever.
Yeah,
yeah,
Stephanie's
okay.
not feeling very good. That's why she popped off. So we need to pray for her. She's not doing good.
Stephanie Brown?
Yes.
Stephanie Brown's feeling blue these days, huh?
So what do you think about that, though? Do you think that gives it some legitimacy, or do you think maybe that's the reason for its growing in popularity and how it's being given legitimacy by the public, at least in the numbers that it is?
A lot of people like free things, and they don't understand where things come from.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
It's really appealing to
It's
say
not
to college
actually
students
free.
that your education is
No.
free. They're tired of paying for stuff.
Yeah, I think that's just too simple answer. I think they're smarter than that. I think they're
You may be
smarter
giving
than
them
that.
too much credit.
I think that they know it costs and that somebody has to pay for it.
Well, why are people approving a wage increase for the minimum wage, knowing that the cost of goods goes up with the increase of minimum
Why
wage?
does the
I was
cost
just gonna
go
say
good?
that.
Voters right here, people that are
Why
educated.
does the cost go up? See, they'll complain about profits and all that stuff, and meanwhile they're reporting billion-dollar dividends. You know, $1 billion going into the stock market out of a company that's complaining about raising wages. And meanwhile, the people that are running the people that
Dividends,
are
a funny
producing
word.
the goods in those
Commercial.
companies can't have to choose between this psychological game that we play in our consumer
Having a
society
problem, Matt?
and the healthy way of life.
All right, we're going to do a commercial real quick before we get back to the action at hand.
Yes.
Otherwise, we'll forget and not do a commercial at all.
We were on a commercial, but we were doing something else instead. So I thought we'd get back to the topic.
Ah, gotcha. Well, I was just turning him up because he was hard.
Oh.
Didn't you notice his voice went up?
Huh?
What?
What?
Thank you.
right.
Anyways,
And then we'll get to. We also need to get to what he's here for.
yeah. What's that?
We're
it's the-
real excited. I actually.
There's a new app.
I gotta get
going on
with
with
you
this? It's a
anyway
little twitchy.
on because my show.
All right, here we
comes
go.
Up too, so.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a commercial. Hey everybody, Matt here, sitting here at the desk with the Morning Drive fellas, having a lot of fun. Steve and I are having a conversation with our eyes back and forth with one another. So anyways, today's show is brought to you by naturalsolutionstore.bz, a place where you can get many different products, including hot sauce and llama poop. Who
Oh
would've thought?
yeah. Who would have thought?
I actually think that. Hang on a second. I got this pulled up just for this reason.
Oh, so you're gonna talk about llama poop?
Yeah. Well, just kind of.
Oh,
Kind of. Okay. So I was gonna call it. It's actually called Kick Llama Beans.
ah.
Great.
I need to
he
shorten
found
that
the
beep.
beep.
Great
Good.
beep.
So let's say it's Kick. Hang on. Kick Llama Beans.
That's a little bit more beep than what was
Yeah,
required.
yeah.
If that's maybe
Like
it's
I
a
could-
multiple syllable word. I thought it was a one syllable.
So
It
did
is
I,
one, so-
but, you know,
So
it
let's
can
that's why I'm trying
add
to hit
the two.
stop. So we go Kick.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
the
not working.
delay. The
Kick.
delay.
There's a delay.
It's not working very well. Anyways, Kick Butt Llama Beans. Only
That should have been a shorter beep. I'm still.
it's Kick Ass Llama Beans because they're kind of well, they have donkeys out there too.
Well, okay.
Quit talking about Democrats again.
You know. Anyways, go online, naturalsolutionstore.bz. They have a product on there called Super Hemp Balm, and though you
Yes.
can buy hemp balm in other places, like here locally, it's not going to be as good as or as high quality
Say
as the
hemp
stuff
bomb 3 times really
hemp
fast.
balm, hemp balm, hemp balm.
He can do that.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah, I just have a hard
Don't
time
ever
saying
ask
toy
him to
Sounds
do
like
three
a,
times.
it sounds like a flat tire.
Anyways,
hemp
go
balm.
online, naturalsolutionstore.bz, and pick up some Kick Butt Llama Beans today. Back to you guys.
Top BZ. Obsession.
.bz.
Let's get busy.
B.BZ.
You know, the computing power is going a little bit low on this computer here. I may have to do a flippity flop.
I miss Jana.
Yeah,
Jana, I
Anyways,
miss
you
you.
turned me up, and now I'm so powerful. You want what I've got.
Whoa.
I think that's
Wow.
more of a socialist approach.
Is he too loud? Do I need to turn him
Listen
down?
to this.
I don't
volume.
think socialism is the answer. I
I
think
think-
that is the wrong way to
I think
go.
we need to. I'm consuming more energy on my microphone. So
That's all right. I'm kind of absorbing a little bit from you. So
Being a
I see the
consumer.
wave of energy right in between
Yeah.
you.
it's like when you look across the desert. And
Do you guys,
capitalist-
so joking aside, guys,
Yeah. Sorry.
what do you think about that? Why do you think that could be why it's gaining popularity?
I
and
think-
why it's becoming more.
I think amongst the
Legitimate.
younger people that weren't alive whenever Cuba fell to communism or Vietnam, they don't know how bad, or Russia when it was a USSR.
Right.
No, was it the USSR?
Yes.
And it used to say RCCCP, right? I don't know what that means, but something Russian. Anyways, they weren't alive when all that went down. All the older generation definitely doesn't want socialism.
I think they're assuming that they will still have democratic power over the socialist leaders, is what they're assuming.
Yeah, but that's not the case with socialism. That makes the
Right.
elite the dictators.
Democratic socialism in this country will work just as well as what we have now, which is
Hey,
very
your wife
bad.
Andrea's watching.
Our
Hi, Andrea.
I mean, raise your hand if you think our government is doing a wonderful job. Do you think they're going to do any better with
I
socialism?
think Trump is doing a good job.
I mean, our
President
government
Trump.
as a whole, our
As a
governing
whole.
body. If we just had a presidency, which would be a whole nother. If we didn't have Congress and Senate, we just had a president. Then maybe we could say the president's doing a great job.
I think a legless man
But
could
it
run
takes
a
a whole
race
government.
better than
So your
Our
point
government.
is the government is not being effective under our current system.
Yeah.
It would be even worse under a socialist system.
Right.
They're going to do the same exact thing with socialism. They're going to manage it just as bad.
How can these poor managers handle socialism is what you're getting at.
Yes. And that's the thing is people are assuming that because they see the perfect socialist idea without all the flaws of the managers and greed and poor management and the bickering that we have in a democratic government to stall it
Jim
all
Whining
out.
says we are in excellent economic times.
Who said that?
Jim Whining,
Oh,
President Jim Whining of Acts Ministry, Mr.
Well,
President.
Here's
Well, he is. He is. I think what he really means.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I see it everywhere. I think, yeah, it's the economy is as such where lower to middle class can't have a home where there's only one income, like back in what, the 30s, 40s, and 50s.
right.
So, and now, I mean, you have the husband and the wife working.
Sometimes two jobs.
And
three.
the kids, usually, I mean, if I had my kids living with me, they'd have a job and help me pay the bills. Maybe not my personal bills, but like I'd have them contribute because I did when I was a kid.
I had to.
But I can't remember where I was going. Oh, economically, I do see all around me that economically we are doing better.
You mean people are working?
Yes.
And
Yeah, more people
they
are
are
More
working.
people are working. And I can't help but notice there is a hope, a feeling of hope everywhere now. And with all the craziness going on in Washington, a lot of my Democratic friends, they really don't say much to me now after he was acquitted. But anyways, I do agree that we are in better economic times than what we were.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree. I think if you just isolate that, yes. But my job is a good one for being able to see a vast, different classes of people. I see people from all different classes working all the time, and they're tired. And though they may have the toys, the income, and they may have the toys that keep this consumer society running and keep this economy
Happy
going,
birthday, Mike Fudge.
they don't
by
get the
way.
time to enjoy them, and they're not able to see. They're not able to
But it
eat
sure looks
healthy.
good in their yard, though.
Okay, I mean, if that's good enough for you, you know, and good enough for
I was
everybody
being
else, that's good enough for
facetious.
me. Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Isn't there a problem there? Couldn't that be it? Instead of a bunch of people wanting handouts, because I also see a bunch of young people working all the time. Very
You
young
also
people.
gotta also look at it. I mean, comparatively speaking, compared to every other country in this world, we are the best economically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, China, they're under what, democratic socialism, right? Isn't that what that's called? And they're not a consumer market over there. They can't spend money on American-made goods, can they? I don't think they're supposed to. I don't think they're allowed to.
I don't think they're
Like
allowed
their
to.
internet is strictly
Controlled.
controlled.
Yes.
They can't.
Well, I've been able to make
It's an
connections.
intranet, not an internet.
I think it's interesting here in Springfield. The
Except on the
Chinese
game consoles.
They have a sister campus in China with Missouri State, and I believe the economic side of that is bringing in lots of money from Chinese students for tuition. That's really what's going on. They have 800 plus Chinese students on any given semester. Those students and I have become acquainted on several different occasions, and they're talking about how they're not able to get on Facebook without a route to go around a special code. They can't do these certain things that they could do. That's why they just show up here, because they like the freedom.
Yeah. While we're continuing to talk, open up those boxes and set them up so people can see them.
Yeah,
We've got a
what's
couple
this?
of crosses here that
I
are
might want to buy that
Easter is coming up.
American flag one from
I
you.
love those crosses.
We have a mission called Cross Light Courage, and it is to encourage people to get a yard cross and put it up in their yard. And Easter is a very specifically good time for that. There's a patriotic one.
That's
Yeah,
the one
I
I wanted
really-
to talk to you about.
I really want to get one
Now,
of
does
those.
it have a stand?
Yes, they do. They have 3 inches above the ground and 5 inches below the ground in a plastic stand, but it'll be able to set in a container or a pot or in the ground.
I'm gonna wire it to the grill of my car.
That's
There
the
you
one
go.
that I wanted
There
to
we
tell
go.
you.
I definitely wanted to see them on Harleys and RVs. You could strap these on, glowing in the dark. Imagine
What
how that
about
would look.
Hondas?
You know what? I need to.
Absolutely.
Are the batteries on in those?
The batteries, I can put them in. I've got them right here.
Because I want to turn
Here's
the lights out so
Okay.
people can
It
see
looks
these.
like, is it solar powered?
It is
Yes,
solar
it's a
powered.
solar panel on the top. There's 2 AAA batteries that recharge with the sun.
2 folks.
If you have a battery charger and want to get them charged up,
Jim
Then you
Wanning, we'll
can
get to your comments here.
get
in
it
just a
out
few minutes.
there in a sunny day, and then at night it'll illuminate beautifully.
Now, lately, we've been not seeing the sun as much. So what
Yes,
do you-
so it's a harder time of year to keep them illuminated bright. So
So you said it has a battery
I
charger.
charge them on a standard battery charger, put them in, and then they're wonderful.
You should sell battery chargers too.
I could do that. Anybody can get a battery charger online
sells
or at the store, but yes. Now, when the lights go out, it'll be effective. Let me grab the.
Ah, so you don't even have to flip the switch.
No,
No.
you don't. I just have to cover the panel, the solar panel, with my hand, and it'll light up.
Well, I'm getting ready to turn the
How
lights out
cool is that?
just because
This is
I
a
think
lot of fun. It's kind of like Christmas opening gifts.
It
here.
is.
Yeah.
But we want to talk about Easter. That is 42 days away.
what?
Fat Tuesday is
Yeah.
tomorrow. Ash Wednesday is
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Fat
That's
Tuesday.
starting
That's
the
my day. Fat Tuesday.
Fat
Punchkis.
Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
We were-
Punchkis.
I was down
They're-
in New Orleans
Is
last
that a
year.
Wisconsin thing?
No.
Canadian?
Now, what is Fat Tuesday?
Fat Tuesday is a day of celebration and feasting, followed by a day of doing without, which
Is
is
it religious?
Ash Wednesday. It is religious, yes.
It's Catholic, right?
Yes.
Yes. So they're very
I think
much
it's Lutheran too, isn't it?
Oh, so it's not Jewish.
No.
not Jewish.
Oh, okay.
Isn't it Lutheran too?
Definitely
turn
is.
out the
New
lights.
Orleans has a big tradition.
Oh
You guys
yeah.
hear me?
The parades.
Besides the
barely.
revelry, it's very
Huh?
religious.
Barely?
There's
Barely.
families that do cookouts, and they don't. It's not all about Bourbon Street revelry.
now?
It's definitely a
Barely.
religious holiday.
Is it the signal from the main unit?
So, how's
Yeah,
that?
that's good.
Feedback.
That's
What's
good.
that? Oh.
What's wrong?
It's-
Is there a
it's-
buzz? Are you hearing a
That's
buzz?
I
radio.
hear a
That's
buzz.
radio interference.
It is. It's probably my power pack.
Buzz
down there by the
Lightyear.
cables. All right, so folks, I'm gonna get my little.
Getting the planting.
Oh, I see
We
that.
need a
yeah.
potted plant
I like it.
We got a potted plant that
No,
I almost
just-
killed a couple weeks
No,
ago.
right in the potted plant.
Lights are out.
Except for these.
Well,
s-
yeah,
these.
that's true.
Now I saw the American one. What's the other one?
The other one glows white, and they are made of acrylic.
Ah.
They're 14 inches tall, 10
Acrylic.
inches wide. They're
Very
designed for
nice.
grave markers, but we like to use them just to put up in a
to
person's
decorate
yard.
your yard.
I'm telling you, I want to wire one to.
Oh, I saw it light
yeah,
up.
wait, watch this.
Did you? Yeah, with those.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Nice.
How about
And
that?
then the white one. Let's do that. Let's see if I can get it.
Do not try this at home, folks. He's
Don't.
a trained professional.
there it is.
I really
Wow,
want
there
it
that
is.
flag one. I
So
really
you say
want
that'll
that.
charge during the day when the sun is out.
Yes, yes. The sun charges it by day and then illuminates by night.
Andrea says Methodists believe that way too, as far as ash.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, everybody's in
They-
on this.
They put the ash on their forehead.
Yes.
Sis loves the white one.
Mm,
Now,
me
how
too.
much do these go for?
They're $45 online from the company. I sell them for $40. Free
Cross Light Courage.
free
on Facebook.
delivery in Greene and Christian counties.
So if
Here,
you're
I'll-
interested in picking some of these up, go to Cross
Cross Light Courage.
on Facebook.
Three words in one. Kind of like a trinity.
I'll just
Cross-
have
I
to come
really,
up here.
yeah.
Courage.
I'm gonna have to do some bartering here and see what it would take for what. I might have to buy one of those
Now,
off of you.
there's a bundle of 8. If a church is interested or a group, there's 8 crosses for $300 even. That saves you $20.
Love technology.
We're trying to get this all where there are 1,000 crosses in our community, in our area. We want to take another 2,000 communities by 6 for 1 million crosses. So we're on a campaign started right here in the Ozarks.
Very nice.
Right here in the Ozarks, folks.
Well, I guess I'll
That's
have
a
to come
really
up here
cool
and get my cross because you don't deliver in Taney County, but that's okay.
Well, we can meet somewhere meet you in the middle. But there's another thing I wanted to tell you about when it's
Let me go turn
appropriate.
the
Something
big
about
lights
it. Didn't you? Were you were the one talking about an app?
It's an app I wanted to mention. We need a drum roll or anything or intro.
on. I need to do a remote control for all the
Oh,
lights.
Jana is on. Yay, Jana. Yes.
Jana Hale's on?
Yes. She said that she
on
likes
YouTube or Facebook?
Facebook, as far as I know.
Facebook.
No, she said that she liked the cross
Yes.
and the.
Oh, yeah.
We've
Yeah,
got
those are
several.
nice.
There's nearly 200 of these out there, and there's people really see it in the yard, and the neighbors want it, things like that. It's a really good way to share the light.
3 lighted crosses on the right side of the highway.
That sounds like a good country song.
Well, it is a country song, except for it's 3 wooden crosses.
Oh yeah, that's right. I've
Randy
heard that.
Ravis did it.
And what's the name of this place again that you get these?
Crosslight Courage. It's a
Crosslight
Facebook
Courage.
page. Has the contact number.
There are plants behind us
Yes, there are.
that we could stab those into.
So it's not a .com.
And
It
does
is a
look more
.com.
live.
There is also a crosslightcourage.com.
I'd
I
like to
do
get
not
some-
have the link for ordering crosses on that link on that site
I'd like
yet,
to
but
replace
it's
the
coming.
plants with them, something like that.
Crosslightcourage.com.
Yeah, it's looking more healthy than
So
it
if they
was.
want to buy them, they get them on Facebook.
That would be
Shrove
the easiest
Tuesday
way
or
to
Fat
find out.
Tuesday and Ash Wednesday. Okay, so we're back on that for just a second here.
But Punskis are a.
Watch your
like-
mouth.
they're
Now it's a whole website,
Yes, it is.
and there's more than just the crosses on it.
Well, we have focused on the crosses. That's what we're doing with that. There is an app we want to talk about as well. Are we ready?
Yeah, go for it.
The app is approved by Walmart just about a week and a half ago.
The Walmart is not a sponsor. but go
Walmart
ahead,
doesn't
continue.
sponsor it, but this is when you shop online at Walmart, 1 full % of the purchase of these select items goes right back to charity of your choice, nonprofit of your choice. Any nonprofit could be eligible. You don't have to do anything or pay anything. You just go to the site, which is gohuli.com. That's GOHULI.com. And then promo code 2020, and you're in. It gives you the prompt. It tells you from start to finish. It takes about 1 minute to 2 minutes. Get it on there, pull it on your desktop or your home screen, and you're set. You don't have to log in again.
And how does that connect to the Walmart site when you shop
It's
at
a
Walmart?
great question. It's automatically. It's a Walmart affiliated site. Walmart has approved this, so the links right to Walmart.com.
So it's automatically connected. to-
Yes.
but you have to
If
have a
you-
Walmart shopping account too, right?
No. If
No.
you go to Walmart.com, it will bypass this option to give. So if you and Walmart.com does have an option to donate to charity, but you have to log in every time and go through the whole thing. Go to GoHuli, GOHULI.com once, enter promo 2020, and then enter the name of the nonprofit that you want to support. And it says your email and then the
You
nonprofit.
can even support us.
That's it. Yeah.
And then when you
If-
shop
We're a
online
nonprofit.
at Walmart,
true.
it
Do we
automatically
have to-
gives it.
Yes, automatically.
Wow.
Every 60 days is a payout. The first payout will be May 1st.
Now, do you have to register with the app as a nonprofit before that someone can donate to you through it?
The nonprofit will be donated to because the people that have the app, they see who's signed up.
Now, is this a nonprofit?
This is going to be a nonprofit. Right now, we
So
just
people will
opened
be
it up.
able to put that in.
Correct. Crosslight Courage is another one. We're working with the big cross down near Branson
Oh, yeah.
called Images at the Cross. So we want to work under their 501c3 right now while we're doing paperwork to get ready for Crosslight Courage. We're new.
So you're wanting to spread this throughout the communities. How many of these have you distributed already?
Around 180 right now.
And
So
have you
just
gotten any
get-
feedback from them about the compliments or people commenting on them?
Yes, there's. If you go to Facebook, the Crosslight Courage page, you can see some reviews there. There's people that have been talking about when they were a child, they saw they had a cross that was really important to them. Other people have been blessed because their neighbors have faced addiction. This is a real story, and they saw that cross and they're like, "Man, that's really I can't deal with it." In
Yeah.
other words, they're going to face what
It
they're.
reminds them
Yeah,
of
they're-
their Lord, but their
Yeah.
sin.
So it's really you don't have to say anything. You just
No.
put that in there. I recommend putting it up year round.
You know, I ride to work and I ride in here, and in the morning I go by a house that has a big lit cross in their front yard. It's not one of these,
Right.
But it gets my attention every time, and it always reminds me to bless the Lord and praise the Lord.
Well, a group of atheists had tried to get the cross moved in the Ozark City Park during Christmas a year ago. Not this last one, but the one before. But the reaction was just support the cross. Don't get mad about things because the cross is not a fighting. It's not a way to push people away. We want to draw people in. This country is politically divided. Our churches and our Christians are divided as well, and they squabble over small issues. What we want to do is bring them all together, and this is one way to do that.
Yeah, sounds like a great. It sounds like a great thing, and they are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like how you cover the solar panel when it
And
comes
it lights
on.
up. Mhm.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. At night, when it's dark, you can really see it. It's very bright. If they're outside, I recommend not having an outside light that would interfere with their light. If you get them out in the shadow, and it'll light up.
Ah,
So,
okay.
my garage light used to interfere with my cross, and then I moved it, and it lights up.
Right. Nice.
Just some things to remember. It's a good way
Sister
to
Mary Gill joined us. from
celebrate Easter with the
Pakistan.
cross.
She's got
Amen.
an interesting group
Easter's
over there.
coming.
I've been watching the
Yeah,
videos.
friend request her on Facebook and also help her out if you can. She feeds the downtrodden and teaches women and children
Oh yeah, and what a group of!
in
I mean,
Pakistan.
The interesting thing about groups like that, they can benefit. If GoHuli goes to shopping, you get 1 full % back. That's twice.
Where's this cord?
It's underfoot.
it's underfoot.
I'm working on your signage right now as we speak.
Cool.
Twice what Amazon Smile donation is.
Really?
So, for example, Amazon shoppers have $116 average per month.
What about Prime?
With and we're talking about that too, and you have to pay for Prime. This is GoHuli is free. Walmart is allowing anyone to do this. You don't have to have a membership like Prime, so it's double. It's 1/2 of 1% through Amazon, 1 full % through Walmart, and the average Walmart shopper online is $300 a month. So take that, about 500 people doing that at $300 a month generates $18,000 a year for a nonprofit. If 500 people belong to a group, they can support $18,000 a year that didn't exist before. This just happened less than 2 weeks ago. This is new.
Wow.
You heard it here first, folks.
And we worked with Amazon. We did. And they did not continue that because we had reached out to people we knew, and they wanted us not to reach out to friends and family. Walmart says, go ahead. Anybody, get them on.
Now, when you're entering the charity of your choice, is there an autocorrect or anything like that that you need to be aware of so that you're making? Because I know if you
It's
maybe
very
enter it a little bit wrong,
It's
it won't.
specific to the city and state. So if you are saying the something church, Springfield, Missouri, that would
See
be.
and say, oh, and you can enter a church.
You can enter a church, absolutely. That's
Wow.
definitely part of it. That's one of the biggest polls is these churches, even the small ones.
So 1% of your online
1 full
purchase at
percent-
Walmart
if
can
it's
go
a-
to your church.
with the exception of grocery items and tires and pharmaceuticals. They have the shelf items that are approved items, but that's true with Amazon items as well.
Right.
If you look at Amazon and Walmart, they're both comparable in prices, but more pricing is a little bit lower on Walmart currently. And if Amazon has a lower price, Walmart will match it anyway. If you go to the Walmart store normally, I would suggest go to the GoHuli site, shop there, and then go into the store and pick it up. So you
Right,
can
'cause
do
you
that.
can pick it up.
So that would help your charity or your church or even schools can participate through
And you
PTA,
don't have to go in the store.
PTO. That's right. Booster clubs. Those things from public schools can also benefit.
Yeah, I've heard of people. Now I've heard
Morning,
testimony
Linda
of people
Fleetwood.
using that pickup
We missed
thing,
you.
the online shopping, and they go into and they pick up.
Oh yeah,
They're designating whole sections of the parking lot beside the building for that. And everything
Walmart.
now.
Walmart's online has increased 40% since 2018. 40%.
The people
Wow.
I've heard who used it said it was great.
Yes,
They
it's
ordered their
very
stuff.
convenient.
They went in and it was ready.
Yes.
They brought it right out, and they didn't complain. So apparently the order was right too, because
Yes.
there was nothing missing or anything.
I was in delivery, and I did the delivery service. It's like Grubhub. It's called DoorDash,
Yes.
and we were also able to pick up at Walmart. And there were
It's actually, I
numerous
think, more
customers.
prominent than Grubhub here in
Yes.
Springfield.
So
Wow.
DoorDash was
That's a great
is
little network
participating.
of that's a really holistic, if I might use that term, holistic way of doing things.
Sure.
Because you're okay, so you're doing your shopping online, which people are really doing a lot more and more and more, and would prefer to do. I think you don't have to go in the store, but you can still just go by and pick up your whole order in its entirety. Then they will substitute if it's necessary. Plus,
You're not having to
1%
go
of
into
your
the store
purchase-
and pull the items yourself off, whatever. All
grocery doesn't, which adds up to a lot of what
Sure.
online shopping would be for Walmart.
Sure.
But in clothing, so
Clothing is part of it. There's the only exceptions are the pharmaceuticals, the prescriptions,
tires,
the
prescriptions.
tires, and then the groceries. But almost everything is approved. And if it isn't, it doesn't matter. You can get groceries and non-grocery items all in the same order,
Yeah.
and it'll separate out what is the portion that goes to charity.
Wow.
So that's the good news. If you're in
That's neat.
charge or you have access to a nonprofit, you really need to get this to your support group.
And you can put in your church.
Go
Now, That's
Hooli.
a really great thing.
GOHULI.com.
And Crosslight
Promo 2020.
And Crosslight
Crosslight Courage.
is going to be a nonprofit. How
Yes.
far out is that?
Well, that's in the works. We're working with the people at Images at the Cross in Branson. They currently have the 501c3 status, so they're considering how to distribute these crosses nationwide. They've even they're talking to some very prominent ministries right now and have communication with how to do this internationally. So that's in the works, and it's a little early to say, but this looks like it could go very large. And it
You know,
started right here down in the road in Christian County.
The cross is really what I think is missing in our country, and I think that it is the foundation of our Constitution and not our Constitution necessarily, our Constitution and our system of law. I think it will fail without a higher law as a base, because you can't make things fair under the law to everybody. People can't just do what they want, because what you do can affect other people. And now everything is getting more and more tied together, where any action that you take is going to affect so many different things. And that's the problem, is that our foundation of the cross of Jesus Christ, our Judeo-Christian foundation, has been lost more and more. And that, I think, will be the downfall of our nation if we don't reestablish that, you know. And I was thinking this, and I'm not complaining about my wages. No, I've agreed to work for the wages that I work for, and I'm not complaining about it. But I think that in order for us to continue to be a consumer society that generates the kind of revenue that it takes for our country to stay at the top, there's something that's important, and that is that the Bible addresses it in many ways. It says, "Masters, treat your slaves justly and fairly, knowing that you also have a master in heaven." Right? And I wouldn't call us slaves, but we can be like slaves. And James, "Behold, the wages of the laborers who mowed your fields, which you kept back by fraud, are crying out against you, and the cries of the harvesters have reached the ears of the Lord of hosts." I think that is really indicative of what's happening in our nation right now. It's not that we're poor. It's that when we balance the books, something's missing and we know it.
Yeah.
And that's what our government needs to be aware of, is that the people are balancing their books, and they're becoming more and more aware that something's missing, and they want to know where it's going.
1,000 crosses and 1,000. This is from your wife, by the way. 1,000 crosses in 1,000 communities equals 1 million crosses nationwide by 2026.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Lindsay Uranga, is that how you say that? Joined us. Welcome to the party. Linda Fleetwood said, "Little late." I think she meant "better late than never" is what she meant when she typed that. Yeah, so this really good show today so far. Got a couple minutes here before we call it a day.
Man, it just seems to go by real fast, especially when you have very...
like a fart in the wind. Just,
yes, exactly.
But then people are smelling it a little bit further
I was just
down.
going to... Then it really stinks at the end.
Yeah. It's a pretty crappy thing to do. Yeah. But anyways,
I'd rather have...
I've been at work all night, so I'm like more goofy than normal. So
Than normal, that's right.
yes.
Go nuts. Well, wait a minute.
We'll be praying that you guys reach your goal of 1 million crosses by 2026.
I think it's important
Yes,
to see the
for-
light in the neighborhoods and inspire your neighbors.
Exactly, because it is a conversation piece.
It
Believe
is.
it or not, you know, you have at Christmas time, and I'm not knocking Christmas, but you have all these secular decorations. But when people see the manger scene or they see a cross, that really tells the message.
Yeah. I'm going to buy one of the American flag ones and wire it to the hood of my car, or to
Yeah, that'd be great.
the grill.
We'll be looking for you driving around town.
You know, it'd be great advertising. Too.
Trendsetter.
People are going to be like, "Where did you get that?"
Then
I'm going
when
to tell them.
when other people do that, you'll know you were the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You'll
I have a
go-
military
Put a
background.
little mirror
wipe
underneath
wipe the bugs off of it periodically or whatever happens.
Because then the bugs will glow.
Yeah.
Glowing.
Well,
Maybe
Now,
the
if
lightning
I hit a bunch
bugs.
of lightning bugs,
There you go.
it. That would be
See?
great.
yeah.
Then it
These
will
stars
still
and
glow.
Add a
stripes.
Even
splash of
better.
color.
Even better.
You know, I have a military background, and I would love to have that.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
My son is in the U.S. Navy. He's serving over in Naples, Italy.
Yay!
He's 19 years old, and he is a chaplain's assistant. He's doing a lot of work there, training and getting ready, and they're in different statuses now than they were after the incident with Iran. So we're
A good friend of
heightened
mine's
security.
wife, actually, her job for the Navy is recruiting ministers, chaplains.
wow,
That's her job. Specifically,
Cool.
she recruits chaplains.
that's
Yep.
great.
Wow, that is cool. I'm working on getting a certificate in chaplaincy.
That's great.
What's the difference between a chaplain and a minister?
You know, in the chaplaincy in the military, they have to represent every faith that could show up.
Yeah.
Hindu, Muslim, anything.
A chaplain does.
But our
Right.
yes, a chaplain does. But our assistants, like the job that my son has, is called religious program specialist. He can be very specific about his faith in Jesus Christ,
Yes.
and there's no problem with that. That's in his job
I
description.
think that's what the minister is. Minister has a specific religion. I don't want to say religion, but they have a doctrine, a specific
Yes,
doctrine.
that
Where
they
a
promote.
chaplain, they have to be across the board. They have
Accessible.
to go all the way across,
Yes.
whether it's a Muslim or whether it's a Baptist.
Or an atheist?
well,
And believe it or not, there are
Possibly, yeah.
there are chaplains who represent atheists.
Yeah.
But with a minister, they're specific.
Yeah, we're out of time almost.
that
like I
clock.
said.
And
It
where
sure-
do you find ministers and chaplains in the military? If you're a military, you're in the military and you're serving, and you want to speak to a chaplain or a minister, where do you go? How
Well,
do you find them?
Good question.
that is a good question. I'm not there, and I don't know the specific answer of how they.
I
know-
think you have to go. I think there's a phone number. I'll have to look it up, but I think there's a phone number or not phone number, but office right there on base that you can go to, like a front office.
What kind of
on-
presence do they have? Is it like do the men say, "Oh, well, there's the chaplain," or "There's the
No,
minister"?
you have to get
do
an
you
appointment.
know who they are? Or?
You
Well,
have
yeah,
to
the,
get an
the
appointment.
chaplain is known. It's an officer position, and
Right.
they have a military role and a civilian style role too. They're very
Exactly.
unique. And the Navy incorporated the religious program specialist in 1979, so it's relatively new. But they are differently branded than the regular military, and they're not civilians either. So they have kind of dual roles to help civilians as well,
To be more
counselors, and-
specialist.
yes,
Right,
specialized.
exactly.
so it's
That's
a unique.
very
It's a very unique program.
Mm-hmm.
It's still not often understood very well by the Navy itself or by the military in general. Marines use Navy chaplains, by the way. They don't have their own
Right.
chaplaincy.
No,
so
they don't.
It is a big operation.
So what about? I see a lot of military Bibles that are military issue. How do people in the military? So if you're serving in the military today, how do you find a Bible?
I think you'd have to go to probably the
The Bible
specific.
store.
Well,
I
not
think
only
they-
the Bible store.
Just being
Bible story, but I think you have to call, and I'm not sure. You know what? That's a good question. Actually, I would mind even looking that up
It's an
because
interesting thought.
you know what? You bring up some very good questions, and it's good to research it. It's been a while since it's been 20-some years since I've been in, so
you don't know how it is today. You know
no.
how it was when you were there.
right. And I think that's what I'm answering. I'm answering from when I was in, not what it is today, because
Sure.
I'm sure it seems like every 6 months, or now even every 2 or 3 months, they're changing laws, or they're changing the way that they operate. Even the ships themselves are redesigned.
My son's got 3 or 4 different job descriptions that changed in the one less than a year that he's been in.
Right.
Wow. And you have to keep up on that.
You have to
because
really
it's
keep
all
training
legal
all the
stuff.
time. He said
Yep.
we're training all the time,
You're constantly in training. That's true.
which I didn't realize. So that's pretty impressive that you got.
Even when my nephew was in the Navy SEALs, they constantly were training him, and since he retired, he's still learning a lot of things, or he was still learning a lot of things.
Well, I appreciate all our veterans and the people that support our country in a patriotic way
Yeah.
instead of in a negative way.
In our Constitution.
Yes.
They definitely uphold the Constitution,
Yeah.
or they're supposed to.
We love we have the Veterans Church on Thursday nights at 6:30 right here at the Plaza Tower, Suite 216. That starts at 6:30 p.m. with Reverend Bruce Pearson and Leo Frumman, and of course Dr. Bob Wilkie. And we're going to have to cut it here in just a second.
I just wanted to say one thing. Freedom is provided through sacrifice.
Yeah.
It's
Amen.
never free.
No, it's not free. Paid for with blood, just like our freedom in Christ was paid for with
Amen.
blood, the blood of Jesus.
Amen.
So praise Him today, and don't be afraid to shake a veteran's hand and tell them thank you for your service, because they did fight, and their friends died, and they almost died. It did for us.
You don't realize how much it really helps a person in the military or veteran if they've had a bad day and a little boy comes up and shakes your hand and says thank you for your service, or girl, or men or women. It really makes their day.
Yeah. All right. So now that I'm done making your signage, that's what I've been doing this whole time.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry about that. Had to get it ready for your show coming up next.
Yes.
Brighter Living Live with Steve O'Mickey Mac McAllister.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be your guest today because your other guests kind of
Yeah.
called in on you.
Yes.
Everybody needs brighter living.
Yes.
And
Amen.
I'm telling you, it's really, really hard to
You'll
find.
be a
pictures of-
guest here pretty soon.
Absolutely.
Nice. I mean, if you got time, you can
And
Absolutely.
recap that again. How can they find that?
Crosslight Courage. It's
Morning,
a
Becky.
Facebook
On
page.
Facebook.
Get that cross in your yard and share your light in your neighborhood.
Amen. That's a way to shine the light in the neighborhood. for
shine
sure.
the light, shine the light,
This little light of mine.
$300.
shine the light. Won't you shine the light? That's Philadelphia Freedom.
Yeah.
All right, so it's time for us to get out of here. Now that I'm done goofing off. So thank you, everybody, for joining us on the morning drive today. Thank you for being here. Steve, it's always good to see you too. Jay,
Thank you.
appreciate you also. Last but not least,
And you, Matt.
thank you. Yeah. Well, and
You're
thank
the
you guys
man.
for listening. Be sure and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and share these videos on your Facebook page. It really helps us out a lot. So we'll be back on tomorrow. Same time, same channel. So until then, my friends, God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt,
My name is Jay.
My name is Steve.
And I'm John.
and this has been
The
The
Morning
Morning Drive.